Here's the top 5 mistakes I learned from 18 years of marketing. Hi, I'm Ryan Gray from Law Firm Marketing Hub, and the very first mistake that I believed was leads were everything. Once I had the leads, the sales were guaranteed. Now, this is absolutely not the case, because what I found was you can have a ton of leads. In fact, there was one instance where I produced 1,200 leads and we closed, I think, 1% of them. It was abysmally low. It was absolutely terrible. What it comes down to, the success of converting leads into actual sales, has nothing to do with the actual leads themselves, because all leads are in the buying cycle somewhere. Maybe they're right at the top, maybe they're right at the bottom about to drop out, but leads are only part of the picture. You need a conversion system in order to take those leads from being some level of warm all the way through to actually closing. So that was the first mistake that I made. The second thing is you either have time or money, but you can't have none. You either have to invest time into your marketing or money into your marketing. You can't invest nothing and expect a result. Now, I've definitely had periods where cash flow has been tight as we've been growing, and things have really been challenging, and the business has required a ton of time while cash flow is tight. And you certainly have seasons and periods of that, for sure. But you have to make a choice. Am I going to invest time or am I going to invest money into my marketing? Typically, money gives you speed. You can buy speed, you can buy shortcuts, you can buy expertise from other people, you can get a marketing agency to give you a campaign that already works well. So there are things you can do to speed up the process, but that typically takes money. On the other hand, if you invest time, then chances are the process of getting a return is actually going to be a bit slower. And that's fine. Typically, slower produces A, better quality leads, and B, it creates some stability in your business, because if something takes time to build, it typically takes time to fade as well. A good example of this is organic traffic versus paid traffic. If you're paying for ads on a social platform, then you can turn that traffic on and off as you want. Now, it's not recommended because the traffic platforms like their stable revenue. So if you bounce around with your budget, it can affect your campaign. But you have the ability to do that. If you want to turn your campaigns up, you can do that really quickly. In comparison to organic, it takes a longer time to build, but it's there for a much, much longer time. It just stays there and it just sits there, and you actually get paid forever. So usually we recommend a combination of both, but the key here is that you either have to invest time or invest money. Money if you want a faster result, time if you want more stable results over time. My third mistake was not having realistic expectations. I had very unrealistic expectations of how marketing would perform for us. So I would often go into a campaign expecting month 1 to pay for month 2 to pay for month 3, and that just isn't the case. Marketing builds. It's a compounding effect. It's like business. If you expect sales on day 1, if you expect to be closing clients on day 1, if you expect your firm to be getting clients on day 1, then that is an unrealistic expectation. I often had that. Whereas now I know that we can iron out the bugs, we can give it a month or 2, we can approach it properly, we can make things stable, and then we can seriously scale it up, because there are always bugs to iron out. It doesn't matter how great the process, how great the system, there's always things within marketing that you can improve, and always things that you can get better. So my unrealistic expectations of making money from day 1 from marketing have cost me hundreds of thousands, probably millions of dollars over my last 18 years, trying to force things too fast, trying to move too quickly, and missing key things that could have easily been fixed in the first 1, 2, 3 months, and having a stable campaign for years to come. The fourth mistake is speed, or lack thereof. A lack of speed has hampered our growth consistently over the years. Now, I don't mean a lack of speed around getting back to leads, although that is critically important to conversion. I'm talking about speed to test creatives, speed to move on creating video content, speed to test different campaigns, speed in moving forward in the marketing with that new idea, with that concept, with that next test, trying to hold on to things that are safe and secure and that I'm familiar with has really, really cost me. And that lack of speed, because I've been dragging around this ball and chain of my concepts around marketing and my concepts around sales. It's just really crippled our ability to grow. So if you have the chance, move quickly, make decisions quickly, test things quickly, move forward quickly. The fifth mistake I made over 18 years of marketing is not realizing that marketing is not hands off. You have to be involved in your marketing. Now, my team exists today to help me produce content because I know that as the business owner, if I can produce content, it can create the aha moments, it can provide the transformation, it can show people what our business does, and I can do that better than anybody else. So, it falls to me to do those things that are mission critical. It doesn't mean that I can just run some ads, hire an agency, pay one of my team to just take the whole lot off my hands. The ultimate pinnacle of business success is where you can just create the content that you want to create. You can talk about the things that you like to talk about and enjoy the fruits of that. It doesn't mean entirely passive marketing like that just runs by itself. It doesn't actually exist. There's usually an element of keeping things fresh, of moving things forward, of testing new ideas, of pushing the envelope a little bit, of getting a bit cutting edge, and that requires a bit of input from you as the firm owner to A, approve it, but B, be even thinking about and suggesting ideas that could get your firm to the next level. It's a much more strategic way of operating and it's a breath of fresh air, but marketing is very, very rarely hands off. And I made that mistake earlier. I gave it to other people in its entirety. I gave them almost no support and it definitely came back to bite me. So hopefully these 5 lessons will prevent you from making these same mistakes.